Just 3 days to the New Hampshire primary as the race to the White House gets even rougher. Polls show Mitt Romney, of course, with a commanding lead. Governor Sarah Palin joins me from Alaska. Evening, Governor. How are you?
I'm doing great, and it's an honor to get to be with you tonight, Jen.
Thank you, Governor. All right, now, given the GOP field, from where you're sitting, do you have any regrets, Governor, about not throwing your hat in the ring?
I don't have any regrets because, I think the field is strong, and I think the field is full of candidates who would be infinitely better than what we have now in terms of incumbency in the White House. So I'm thankful that those who are in there willing to throw their hat in the ring, willing to debate and share their ideas, I'm pleased with them. Look forward to the progress through this primary.
Well, and Governor, you had called upon Congresswoman Bachmann as well as Jon Huntsman to drop out given their low numbers. Now, as we look forward to, New Hampshire and South Carolina, given the low numbers of Rick Perry, do you think that he should drop out now?
Well, first, I really, really like Michelle Bachmann, and I know that she has a lot to offer this nation. I look forward to her continuing public service. I just felt for her and the money situation, knowing that, with the poll numbers as low as they were, how tough it is to garner the contributions needed to continue, and then it becomes more of a burden on family, really, to not have the funds to continue. And reality was, it was perhaps would be her time in the future, but it wasn't her time this go around. That kind of applies to all of the candidates. If those who are at the very, very bottom of the tier, based on polls and based on heading into these caucuses and these primaries in individual states, it doesn't look like they have a chance, well then, just being a practical person, as I am, I would say that for their own good, that they would look at stepping aside and having their supporters start coalescing around another conservative in order to oust the incumbent.
Right, and Governor Rick Perry, as I look at these numbers today, I mean, he's at, 1%, 2%, but when you specifically had called upon Michelle Bachmann as well as Jon Huntsman, wouldn't the same, though, apply to Rick Perry given his low numbers, that he should drop out?
Well, I beg to differ in saying that I called upon them to drop out. I was asked my opinion about, what I thought of their chances and perhaps what they should do. But with Rick Perry, yeah, maybe in New Hampshire there, where it's a little bit more center-left than some of the future states that he'll be facing. Maybe his poll numbers are very low there, but he'll head into South Carolina right after that, and where I believe he'll do better. So, you never know. You never know. And everything is so volatile, and there is still much influx, and, we'll see.
All right. And Governor, Newt Gingrich literally came out and called Mitt Romney a liar. And Gingrich is now being described as a vengeful Newt. Isn't what's going on now at this late stage, doesn't it amount to almost cannibalism within the party?
Republicans are known for not being sheeple and not just going along to get along, but really wanting to duke it out in the arena of ideas and healthy debate and contested primaries, and that's good. It's a good process. As opposed to, once in a while, you see on the Democrat side, you see an anointed one and they go forward and they don't get vetted and they don't have to engage in the strong, aggressive debate that helps people understand who these people are, what their experience is, and what their intentions are in leading the country. So I don't have a problem with aggressive campaigning as long as it's fair campaigning. As for Newt Gingrich, though, he had just come off facing $17 million in negative ads heading into Iowa, and those negative ads were effective in terms of he not being able to have the funds to counter a lot of those ads and get truth out there. And he came back swinging, and he said basically that he's going to go on offense, knowing you can't win a ball game only playing defense. What Newt will be able to do now, though, is talk about the 11 million jobs that he was able to help create under a Democrat president as they cut taxes, as they balanced the budget, and as he garnered a 90% approval rating from conservative watchdog groups. So Newt now heading into New Hampshire and then South Carolina will have an opportunity, being on offense as he's committed to be on, to get some truth out there, facts about his experience, and as importantly, his intentions for leading the country. Santorum will be able to do the same, and Romney, of course, he's going to have his own tactics of campaigning, but it's going to be rough and tumble, as I believe it should be.
Well, of course, and you know, when you talk about Mitt Romney, it appears that he is at the head of the pack. And, of course, he is not a Tea Party candidate. And yet, Michelle Bachmann, who is out, was clearly a Tea Party candidate. Would you say that the Tea Party movement is certainly suffering, if not over?
No, I think Michelle Bachmann did not suffer at all being a Tea Party candidate. It's because she had some campaigners around her, some staff members around her who didn't do her justice. And I think she had a kind of an unfair shake with some of the people who were surrounding her early on, and she couldn't recover from some of the things that were done and said. And that's all inside baseball stuff that most American voters, they don't and they shouldn't even care about. But that's my take on what happened to Michelle Bachmann. But no, Tea Party, it's still a very strong and very powerful and very influential movement, as evidenced by Mitt Romney wanting to garner around him Tea Party patriots who will support him. He would be dismissing them, like Nikki Haley and others. He would not be seeking their endorsements if he believed that, and anybody else believed that the Tea Party movement wasn't powerful. You know what Mitt Romney's going to face, though, in these coming days? He's going to face, from the mainstream media, I don't really know how to describe this except to say kind of a hands-off, a hands-off approach from the mainstream media, because I believe the mainstream media and Obama want to face Mitt Romney in the general election, because they are already gearing up to be able to portray him accurately or inaccurately. They're going to portray him as being out of touch with the working class, as being so rich and from such a kind of perfectly coiffed family, maybe not facing the hardships that a lot of Americans do face, so hence being a bit out of touch from working class, middle class Americans and the challenges that we all face. They're going to portray him as that, and I believe that they are going to have a hands-off approach to him in the primary and really start beating up even heavier on Newt and on Santorum and all the other candidates in order to, I believe, try to bolster Romney's chances of being the candidate to finally face Obama.
But isn't it true, Governor, that most of the surveys that have been done indicate that Mitt Romney would indeed be the strongest Republican candidate against Obama? So that would kind of go against your theory that they want to run against Mitt. I mean, he is certainly, he appeals more to the independents, does he not?
Well, my opinion is that I can see what's coming, and that's that the media will try to bolster Romney so that they can tear him down, and that's quite unfortunate. And my opinion, though, as we head through these primary states and get finally to the end of the line where we have a candidate, is any of the candidates are going to be better than what we have in there today with the failed socialist policies of Barack Obama here, thwarting the Constitution and making appointments not even while the Senate is actually on a recess, while he's cutting the military at a time when we shouldn't be seen as an isolationist nation, and why we shouldn't be seen as being disinterested in what's going on in Iran and in Russia and in China. Here, all the things that Obama is doing wrong that is still leading to high real unemployment rates, ridiculously high, and mortgages underwater, and the housing crisis that really isn't getting any better. Well, all those failed policies of Obama, any of these GOP candidates know better how to defend our republic and the free market and free men and women who want opportunity to progress.
All right, Governor Palin, it's always good to see you. Thanks for being with us. I had one last question, like, what did Todd get you for Christmas? But I don't know if you have time to answer. Can you say it in one word?
He got me an ice auger to be out ice fishing, and that's always been one of my favorite things to do, so happy that he got me that. Not even gas-powered, though. It's going to take some manual labor to get that done.
Well, you're certainly capable. Governor Palin, thanks so much for being with us this evening.
Thank you.